I'm assuming that isn't always the case.
It is not. Well, in my experience.
It's really fun to actually speak to you after watching this film when I think I might be a bit obsessed with it. Because it's astonishing. The simmering tension, it was all build-up and characterisation. You don't really get that in the films of this size these days. Did it feel like you were making a big film, or did the sensibilities of what was happening on set feel a bit smaller?
This is a very human story, dealing with human issues, albeit complex. It didn't feel gargantuan from that standpoint. It felt profound, but not gargantuan.
That definitely, as a viewer, that's how it hit me. I was like, wow, this is like a huge film, but it's hitting me on a level than other blockbusters manage to do.
That's a really good thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, Jack, probably the same. I appreciate that.
We got us a problem now.
What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard tale of a party.
Jack, your character is fascinating, Remick. He's an enigma as well. Like, when it ends, I'm just wanting to know more about him. Were you given a backstory?
Like 600 years worth of. I think the text alludes to his origins being from a time that you could probably pinpoint down to that long ago. What I love about working with Ryan is any question that you might have regarding this, enormous backstory, he'll find that answer with you. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't have it already, he will. He's not going anywhere until he's answered your question.
It also speaks to a really intense sensitivity to the actors and actors' process. Technically, this was a large endeavor, but he always has time for the actors. He always has time for the actors. And for me, that suggests a love for the actors and a love of an appreciation for the actors and the acting process.
And I'm assuming that isn't always the case.
It is not. Well, in my experience.
Let's talk about that.
But wait a minute. But I have to say, I've had some not great experiences, but broadly speaking, it's, I've been fortunate. I can be talking to a director, or I can working with a director, and I can understand. They don't understand the actor's process, but I rarely have I had situations where it's resulted in just not a good working experience.
And what is it we supposed to be doing?
Being kind to one another.
Jack, let's just quickly talk about Irish dancing, because that came out of nowhere.
Sure.
But it did for me. But obviously, was that something you can do already, or
Tell
did
the
you?
story, man. No, it's really interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Is this one being kind? I bet it's.
Imagine my surprise. So reading this script, about 50, 60 pages in, I'm reading. My character goes into full-blown Rocky Road to Dublin, which is like an anthem within Irish culture, age old. So imagine my surprise when I'm reading this. I'd a song I'd happily belt out in many a pub.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay. And then later on down the page, he breaks out into traditional Irish dancing. So I'm like, okay, that's in the locker as well. From way back, I used to go do Irish dancing classes as a whippersnapper.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, and then we'd compete. They'd put us against each other. There'd be like regional tournaments and stuff. And not many people know that about me. And then so when I found out there was a chance to do that in this, you can only imagine my surprise. But yeah, Jumping Jack back in the day, rolling
JJ.
back the years, JJ.
This is incredible.
I mean, I don't know how you react as an audience, but how that adds to the complexity and adds to the depth of this component in this narrative, so that it's not just, oh, he's a bad dude. I mean, he is a bad dude, but no, it's not just that thing. There's a history there.
More dimensional than that too.
Completely.
Yeah.
Don't cry. He's all better now.
I do a series called Go to Bat, and we shine the light on projects from your back catalogue that might not have got the love it deserved at the time. Jack, do you want to tell us what you picked?
I think you'll like this one, Delroy, because it's being a Manchester United fan.
I am.
Are you?
God bless me.
It's a story about Bobby Charlton.
Oh, stop.
And the Munich air disaster. Like I think it's a timeless story, and I think that makes it a timeless piece. And really proud of it, man.
What's it called?
United.
I'll be daggone.
United.
Who did you play? You played one of the...
Sir Bobby.
Get
so
the
I've Sir
here.
Bobby. We got the cast of the whole Busby Babes era, Duncan Edwards, Dennis Law.
Whoa.
All those guys, yeah. And
I gotta check that, man.
Obviously, like a, harrowing tale in itself.
Yeah.
But surrounded in this backdrop of this magnificent era of football, underrated. Yeah,
For sure, I think as
woefully
well,
underrated.
a lot of people kind of, when they write about you, they write about how you played a lot of like delinquent roles in your early years and things like that. But actually, really stands out because it's a very moving performance.
Whoa.
There's a
Thank
line
you,
where you
thank
say,
you.
where I don't, you're kind of learning who died in the crash, and you say, they reel off the names from the newspaper, and you say all of them, and the way you deliver it broke my heart, man.
Oh man,
And honestly, it
Thank
did.
you.
Was there responsibility in playing that role?
Enormous. Yeah,
As a young
enormous.
actor as well, like
Yeah,
stepping
it
into
was-
those shoes.
It was lofty and weighty. There was
Because
pressure.
he's such a beloved figure, right? Bobby Charlton. I mean,
Yeah.
really, really beloved.
I won't let you down, I promise.
Delroy, you picked something that I love.
Good. Clockers. I've always felt that Clockers is a very underrated film. I think the reason for that has to do with genre, that it is set in this, this drug world. And I remember when Spike called me and said, "Man," what he said to me, I remember that he said, "I want to put a nail in the coffin of this kind of film." And so when he said that, I knew that he had a certain kind of stance to this narrative that he was trying to execute, and I was like thrilled to be a part of it. For me, the interesting thing about playing Rodney was not the drugs, man. It had to do with how does this cat become a father figure to these kids? For me, that was a key. But overall, I've always felt that Clockers is somewhat of an underrated film.
All right.
Why do you think at the time it didn't land at the box office? Or
I'd be curious to hear Spike's point of view about this. Maybe it was too harsh a topic and a harsh subject matter, harsh a world to present to audiences at that time. I mean, I think the opening sequence of Clockers. You've got Shaka Khan and that pianist, I forget the cat's name now, the musician they were playing, and you were seeing all these dead bodies. And I remember in part of my research for that film, I went up to one of the precincts in New York City, and they gave me these books, and I was just looking at dead bodies. Straight up, dead bodies. Drug-related dead bodies. And the fact that Spike replicated that is a stunning opening for that film. But it may be people just didn't want to be confronted with that.
do you think there's a prescience to Clockers?
That's a really good question, and it's very difficult for me to answer. My instinctive response is yes, it's prescient. Now then, it's why? Why is it prescient? How violence, how that world snuffs out so much talent. And because I'm not sure how it is in this country right now, but in America, we have a gargantuan, what's that drug that's
Fentanyl.
Fentanyl. Thank you. Fentanyl. We have a huge problem. I mean, aside from the fact that heroin is still, all the other classic drugs are still there, it's such a huge devastation on society. And so much talent gets completely destroyed. So it's, I think, very prescient from that standpoint.
I had a sawed-off shotgun right in my mug string. It's my best friend, too.
And Delroy, The Five Bloods, one of the most egregious Oscar snubs, I would say, for yourself.
Thank you.
Does that stuff carry weight? I know, like, journalists love to go on about it, but as an actor, is it a thing?
It is a thing. It is a thing, but one must get over it really quickly. because it's about work. I got to keep working. I got to keep working. It kicked me in my ass. It kicked me in my natural ass, just for a variety of reasons. However, I remember the morning of the snub, Spike and I were on the phone, and he called me, and in the final analysis, one must keep working. You can't wallow in that stuff, man. No. We could talk for an hour, but you can't wallow. You got to keep working. Mm-hmm. You got to keep working.
And the role will always be there for us to watch. And
Film
appreciate.
is forever.
Mm-hmm.
Film is forever.
Yeah.
No matter who says what and judges and gives me this, the work is on screen. Period. At the end.